Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Today we've got a lot to talk about. It's been a very wonderful day, seeing all this news come out. Morning, afternoon, and evening, we've just been sitting here seeing a lot of figures. Okay, a lot of figures, and there's so much I'm ready to talk about. And I will warn, this video will probably be very long, so post editing, I will probably try to put some timestamps just to mitigate that a little bit, help you navigate a little faster. But we are going to go through all these tabs you see on my screen and talk about all of these figures, because wow, it has been just phenomenal. And this isn't even everything. They definitely have stuff that they're not showing, or have shown before that they have not presented today as far as we've seen. That probably is somewhere in their release schedule that they have for 2024, well, 2025 and onward, right? Because 2024 is over at this point for their releases. But yeah, so let's just jump straight into it. Here we go. So the boys. Now, we already have seen, Homelander and all these other guys over here. We finally got colored prototypes of Queen Maeve as well as A-Train. I'm definitely hyped for A-Train because he's just dope. But I do hope they gave him a bicep swivel, because the first one we saw with the prototype, it didn't have any bicep swivel here. It was just all one piece. However, they didn't give him those double jointed arms, so he might have, a swivel here that's like kind of weird. Queen Maeve also has something similar to that there. So that's probably what they're going for with him, but I would like just a traditional bicep swivel, considering it's pretty easy to just hide it right there. So we'll have to see. But so far, so good. Considering that both of these are done now, I'm really hoping that they go up for pre-order sometime this year, and have a estimate for a 2025 release, just so we can get all of the 7. And yes, Translucent is not a figure, but in spirit he's there. I don't know what else to say about him. But oh, here we go. I don't know what happened on my screen. There's not that many Star Wars figures that got revealed either, for some reason, as far as I've seen so far. So this is kind of it, just Bosk as well as a Stormtrooper in the back. I'm not sure which particular Stormtrooper that is. 2.0, I guess it's just a new version of it. Bosk looks pretty cool though. I'm not a huge Bosk fan, other than him being in that Battlefront 2 game. I always see people playing him. He's pretty crazy, but yeah, pretty cool. They're doing some bounty hunters. They do have, I don't know what this dude's name is, I forgot, but they showed him already. And then I think the other one is like IG-11 or something, another bounty hunter that appeared in The Mandalorian. So cool that they're doing those, but not my cup of tea. Don't really care for them personally. They also have a display full of John Wick figures. Here we have Megan. I didn't watch that movie. I have no idea what it's about, but it seems like it's very popular, that it's got, what, 2 or 3 movies in a franchise now. I'm not sure if this Michael Jordan is new or not, but if it is, cool. I think they just reissued I think they just reissued one of the older Michael Jordans. So if you want that, go look for it. And then all of these 2 right here, this is the same figure. It just released. I heard it's pretty good. Nothing too crazy about it though. And then these 2 are on pre-order now. Kane from John Wick 4, and this is Wick from John Wick 3. And honestly, these 2 were just kind of randomly dropped. I think it was expected we'd eventually get a Kane, but I wasn't expecting another John Wick figure that fast. So again, that's things that can happen randomly in the year that they just haven't showed before, just like Dr. Fate when we got that reveal. We already knew about Integrated Suit Spider-Man. We already knew about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and we already had an idea that they were going to do Andrew. I mean, come on, really? They were going to do it. So definitely there's things throughout the year that may drop. Just be aware. It's not the end of the world. So here we go. This other thing. These are teasers for future figures that they have not displayed prototypes for. I gotta say, truthfully, I'm super hyped for that Joker. The Joaquin Phoenix take. I love that adaptation. I don't really call it adaptation, actually. I love that original take on a Joker. It's like society hits Joker, basically. I mean, it's very interesting for a film. And the second movie, you know, while I don't think it's needed, I'm curious to see how it plays out. If they really touch on the is it real, what's happening based in reality aspect of it, we'll see. But I know the figure probably is going to look pretty dope whenever we get to see it. And I know that there's a third party out there, but man, I'm glad I held out, because this right here is all I need. And after that, I'm good. Probably until I decide to get a different Joker from maybe The Dark Knight Rises or something, whatever. We got The Matrix, which I'm hoping that is implying it's going to be one of the earlier first two films, maybe an Agent Smith with a better suited body that they can use going forward, maybe a Morpheus, and of course Neo. I'd love to see three different versions of him, maybe, whatever. I'm not really sure what this is, but for anybody who's familiar, definitely comment down below about it, because I've never seen it before. But definitely, these are all cool. I'm looking forward to seeing prototypes of them, hopefully within a year. The next Medicom toy exhibit, who knows? Moving forward, we've got DC stuff. We've already seen The Batman, but we've got Shazam, Fury of the Gods, I believe is the title of that movie. He comes with a staff. And honestly, you know, I didn't get the original Shazam, so I'm actually kind of glad that they're doing this. And I am very shocked, at least right now, that they're still doing DCEU stuff. Thankful for it, because it means we're getting some other characters, which we'll get into in a second. But, you know, it's just, I didn't think that they were going to continue with it, considering we're moving into, you know, a new era. But I guess they have some, you know, obligations still to make some figures, probably contractual obligations. And whatever they've chosen so far, I feel like it's good choices. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Black Adam, we've seen these already, but personally, I'm not too hyped about him, you know, as a figure. I think the SHF was okay, and I have that one, and I'm satisfied with it. The chair is cool, I'll give him that. The lightning effects, okay. The head sculpts is really what bugs me on these ones more than the actual body, because I do like how buff it is. But yeah, if the heads were better, I'd consider it. And then there's our first like in-hand or in-person view of Dr. Fate, and he's looking freaking spectacular. So I cannot wait to get that next year. Hopefully no delays, of course. Moving forward, more DCEU stuff. We've got Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. We've got the camouflage suit. We've got his traditional suit. We've got the GOAT, Black Manta. I was really praying hard on this one, because listen, this movie right here, if you didn't watch it, you missed out, bro. I think this movie is really well done. It's one of those movies where it's just kind of like, it really has no hinge on anything else going on in the DCEU, and it really just solidifies it as its own thing. And I think it closes up some character arcs pretty well, considering it's the last movie that they're going to do for the DCEU. But it's great. And Black Manta in that movie, spectacular. I love the trident. I love the design. And I think people have said it's probably the closest you're going to get to a comic book design for him. So you might as well go for it. I definitely will be, because I was considering getting that first movie version, but there we go. We got Peacemaker. They're under the Suicide Squad title, so I don't think they're going to be doing any other versions of him, at least right now. Well, I guess we'll see. You know, maybe that can change in the future if they continue to do Peacemaker seasons, which I think he has a season 2. I'm not really sure on that. But so far, looks pretty good. Yeah, we also have Bloodsport here, which he looks pretty damn good himself as well. Just hope he comes with some pretty good accessories. We'll find that out probably in like a year, maybe 2, who knows how long. Scooting down over here, we have the Flash from the Flash movie. We have young Barry, we have, or present and past Barry, I guess, since he's stuck in the past, if that's how I remember that movie. Quite frankly, I know a lot of people don't like Ezra Miller, but honestly speaking, there is not that many Flash figures that are that good, in my opinion. So it's like really hard for me to be the one to say, fuck this figure, you know? Like, it's really hard for me to say that, because I like Flash, and the scarcity of him in figures is just bothering me. You know, I would really love if they dropped the Batman, or put Batman to the side a little bit and focused on other DC heroes for the comic stuff, like, you know, more Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash. I would love that, but we're not getting that right now. And Yamaguchi or Revoltech, they did a good Flash, but it wasn't the one for me. I liked it, but I would like a different design per se. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of dig it more than the SHF at least, but I don't know. I know everybody has their opinions when it comes to the actual actor and the portrayal. It is what it is. Everybody's gonna have their own opinions. Now the Batman Flash suit, I can't mess with it at all, man. Is not for me. I did hear one rumor that there was a Keaton Batman figure, but nothing popped up, and it's clear that it's not in this display. So yeah, I guess we'll keep waiting to see. And then here's just more close-ups of everything. Again, Black Manta looks freaking sick. I definitely think that if there was one DC figure villain you had to get, is Black Manta, man. Look, the veins on the freaking suit, it's crazy. Woo, I need it. I need it. Close up of Peacemaker here, and of the camouflage suit. Jason Momoa likeness looks pretty okay. The suit actually looks really good. I like the colors on it, and the material and the texture really looks nice. I know a lot of people don't really like the textures on some of these figures that they do, but I think they do look pretty good. Another close-up of Bloodsport here. Details look very nice. I don't know if they're going to do any more characters from the Suicide Squad, but you know, I don't know if they would do a Harley. It would depend. I think it would depend on which outfit they choose to do her. And there, yeah. Let's move on. So now we've got the Snyder Cut Justice League movie variants here. So we finally got that colored prototype of Superman. We already have Cyborg and Aquaman, which have released already. I believe this Superman has released or been reissued at least once or twice already. The original Flash right here has been put up for pre-order right now, so you should be able to go pre-order it if you want, or just wait till it releases. I've noticed, at least this year, I've noticed that a lot of the Mafex figures don't really sell out until it's released, and depending on if it's like a super popular thing people want, then you'll find it gone. But for now, I mean, usually the stuff is up there. Again, this is a situation where it really just depends on what you prefer as a Flash fan. If you really just like Flash, that you want it. I like the effects he comes with, and I mean, I can overlook it for the sake of having a Flash figure. You know, again, don't really care for Ezra Miller, but I like the Flash. This is the, I think, final act of the movie suit. We already have another Batman suit on pre-order right now. I think it's gonna release soon. I forget which month it drops. But yeah, we already have a Batman from the Justice League Snyder Cut that's dropping soon. So this looks pretty good. We have Wonder Woman, which we've finally got a prototype for. I was very curious when that was gonna happen, because at this point, they're almost done with the team, right? And once they're done with this, I'm very curious to see if they finally drop it and move on into comic versions of these characters, because while we do have the Hush Superman, Hush Batman, again, there's not really much else going on for some of these other heroes. Again, I'll throw Green Lantern in there. I'm not a big Green Lantern fan, but where's the stuff for him these days? I mean, it feels like he's just kind of getting tossed to the side. So I don't know. This is Joker going up for pre-order with the Andrew Garfield figure. I don't know why I said Andrew Garfield. The TASM 2 figure tomorrow, 7/23. So be on the lookout for that if you really care for this Joker. This was originally a 3-pack, by the way, so I'm kind of glad that they're not doing that. Didn't really care for this Joker, and I didn't want to have to get all these figures, just to be honest. Nightmare Batman is cool, but he's not cool enough for me to get all freaking 3 of them. And based on how what is it called, Mezco did the 3-pack with like Flash, Superman, and Batman, it's very evident that some DC fans really don't care for all those characters, at least buying them that way. So I don't think it was a good idea for them to do it this way either. That would have been like upwards of 15,000 yen. I don't think anybody would want to pay for that, just being honest. I really just want the Superman, and that's it. And also he looks pretty good as well. I think that's about it from this page, and these should just be close-ups. Yeah, he looks spectacular. I love the details. Definitely one to have, especially now that he's out. Henry Cavill, I believe that's how you say his last name, no longer playing Superman. So, I mean, it's like a little bit of memorabilia, unfortunately, but I'm going to probably get it whenever that goes up. I love that he comes with the Fortnite gun. Oh, man, people are going to hate me for that. But, yeah, cool. I think they could have gone with soft goods here. Don't know why they are going with plastic, but do you, I guess, Medicom. Joker, don't really care about him. Now, gonna skip over again. Wonder Woman, we'll talk about this one real quick, actually. I don't know why it took so long, but I don't know, like, what's the reason that she has to be last in the entirety of the group? I feel like we could have gotten her a lot sooner, just being honest. And I mean, again, she's one of those characters which there's not really many other good figures for her right now. So, I don't know. I'm not really into the McFarlane stuff personally. I'm not saying it's horrible, but I'm just not into it. And I feel a certain way that some of these characters are kind of pushed off to the side by some of these other companies. But moving on, let's talk about Hush. So we got the Hush Superman back there, the Hush Batman. Those have already been out for a while now. But we've got the boy Robin. I'm not sure which Robin this is. What's his name? Tim Drake? I think. I'm not sure. Don't come for me in the comments. I'm not too big on the Robins, but yeah, he looks pretty sick. I'm truthfully, I'm probably gonna get it just because he looks dope. But I do want a Damian figure at some point. I know he's not in the Hush, comic, but eventually they got to step out of Hush, man. I think we have enough villains from Hush alone. We've got Scarecrow, Riddler, Poison Ivy, and some other people, I think. And I don't think they're going to do like Clayface or any of those other characters either. So I think it's time, after they do these characters that you're about to see, move on into another saga or something. But yeah, he looks pretty good so far. Yeah, nothing else I can really say about him. Let's go. So we got more Batman. All right, more Batman. I didn't really read the comic that much, so I'm not too sure on what each figure is representing. This looks like battle damage version with the sword, maybe fighting Ra's al Ghul, which I think is there on the next picture. But so far, he looks pretty cool. I don't know if I really am interested in getting more Batman, though. I've got 2 of them, and I think that's good for me right now. But this right here is really freaking cool. So we've got a Clark Kent figure, and my hope for this figure is that he comes with a swappable torso piece that he's changing in, like he's actually suiting up to be Superman. That would be freaking cool. I would love to have a figure like that in my display. And I know you could just say get a statue for that, but I feel like having a posable version of him in a suit like that is really cool. And I don't really know what accessories they'd give him. Again, I haven't really read that whole comic, unfortunately. I'm one of the few who watched the movie first, so that's really where I'm seeing a lot of the differences in the comic and the actual movie that they did. It's crazy. But I am very excited for this freaking Batgirl, man. Batgirl is OD. I will not let anybody tell me she's not. This is crazy. Love it. Again, the Bat family growing, I'm all for it. I would love to see Damian in the future, like I said, but also Red Hood. And I think I'm sold. I'm good. I already have Nightwing, so yeah. Like I said, there's a lot to be excited for, a lot to be happy for. And again, we don't truthfully know how much else they've got in the back. They've got tons of stuff they probably are not showing. I would be curious if they have a Jim Gordon figure. So that'd be cool. If they're doing a Clark Kent figure, I think that they could do a Jim Gordon. Just let's be real. Moving forward, another Batman. Someone said that this is a flashback Batman from Hush. So cool. The logo is different. I guess I'll have to see what it looks like when it's all finished and said and done. Maybe I'll get it. But I am totally down for this Bruce Wayne right here. Don't have a lot of Bruce Waynes, but this looks pretty cool so far. Again, the suit bodies, I will say, and I think I said this with the Matrix stuff, is I want to see more, movement. I think even for the recent John Wick figure with the actual suit part on, people have said that it's a little bit restricted still compared to if you just had him with the suit part off with the, swappable torso piece. So that's one hope I have. But also, it's, again, soft plastic right here, which I assume soft plastic could be hard plastic. I don't know. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a comic figure. The plastic looks better for it. But we've seen them, mix and match. So I don't think it's necessarily a problem for them to do that. Here we go. Ra's al Ghul. As far as I've seen, this is, pretty accurate to the comic book from the pictures I saw. Nothing crazy about this guy right here. So let's move forward. Here we go. Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, more specifically. A lot of people have been critiquing this figure throughout the day. Personally, it's Spider-Man. I'm not going to miss it because at this point, like, I can't afford to go spend almost $700 to $1,000 for just that one Mafex 001 figure either, and the other one, the TASM 2 figure from way, way, way back. I can't afford to be dropping money like that, bro. It's just not going to happen. So definitely I'm going to have to get this. There are some things about it, like the proportions that could be a little bit better for sure. I'll give that to the people. The face sculpt is one of those things that I think just, they're never going to get right. Mafex also does traditionally pretty well with, I think, likeness, but sometimes they have a little bit of an off one here and there. I feel like people are going to go run to third-party studios anyway for head sculpts. So honestly, most people are just going to buy the figure and be happy with the Spider-Man because you're getting a TASM 2 Spider-Man that's pretty good. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. His accessories, though, are not that good in terms of having a lot to work with. He really just comes with that mask, the head sculpt, and webs. But like I said, he does look pretty good overall. These are early product photos. Hopefully he looks a little bit better because I see some paint mishaps there, but overall looks pretty good so far. If I had to hope, I'm hoping that they eventually will do the first movie as well with an updated sculpt, but who knows. Also, let's touch on this as well. The fact that they're using the TASM 2 license clearly says that there's something going on with the No Way Home license that can't use, at least it can't use Andrew Garfield likeness for whatever reason. I don't know why that is, but it's evident with Bandai and Tamashii not being able to move forward with their TASM 2 unmasked head sculpts. So the fact that Hasbro and now Medicom are going through the TASM 2 license for this clearly insinuates that that's literally all they can do. I don't think it has anything to do really with Andrew saying, "Oh, I don't like that shit. Don't put that in there." It would be funny, but I definitely, don't think that's the reason. And you could say the same thing kind of about the Alfred Molina Doc Ock figure. It's under a Spider-Man 2 title, not No Way Home either. So I don't know. Weird stuff going on there. I'm not sure what the legalities are. Who knows? But yeah, here we got the other view of the Spider-Man. We already have seen this Spider-Man right here release. And now we have the final swing, or I guess officially it's red and blue suit. We got a better picture here. And the colors are very different compared to the SH Figure Arts, which is more of a turquoise color-ish, where this is actually more blue. And personally, I don't mind the texture. I feel like that's at this point expected with the Medicom figures, or Mafex figures more specifically. I don't know. It's hard to say because the takes on the figures are very different across the board, right? Like Legends, while it's not super detailed, it is a little bit different in the colors and stuff like that, and it doesn't have all these crazy details. The SH Figure Arts doesn't have all these crazy details, but this has all the textures and whatnot, and they've done that for a lot of the figures, so it's like I don't expect that to change. But does it look horrible? I don't know. I need to see it in maybe some different lighting, some actual proctored photos that are looking a little bit more professional, not just a quick HD screen grab or something like that. But me personally, I'm gonna get it anyway because it's freaking Spider-Man. And again, when these things are gone, I'm not trying to pay no freaking $500 later on. I promise you, these things, once they're gone, they're going to be expensive. But I'm not trying to sit here and sway people. I'm just saying that's how it is. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. It looks good. And from the concept art we've seen, everybody was questioning whether or not that logo was even gold or black or what. There you go. You got your answer. It's black. Again, I don't know how long he's going to keep this suit for, so we'll see if any changes happen to it, you know, when we get Spider-Man 4 or whenever he makes his next cameo appearance in any other project. So, yeah, moving forward, we've got comic stuff here for Spider-Man. Nothing other than this so far, but we've got Spider-Man 2099's Venom 2099, which I think is actually pretty interesting and a little random. I know we got Spider-Man 2099, but it feels a little early to just be dropping a Spider-Man 2099 villain when there's a plethora of villains that they could be doing for just the basic rogues gallery of 616 Spider-Man Peter Parker. But that's just me. I do like more symbiote stuff, so it is swaying me a lot. I do want to eventually see a Spider Carnage officially from Medicom. It is a little bit unfortunate that their parts aren't interchangeable with Carnage that well, so I would love to see it officially. But so far, I mean, as a prototype, it looks okay. I need to see it done a little bit with the colors and whatnot, so we shall see. Head sculpt is looking, it looks pretty interesting. Yeah, that's about really all I can say. I will say I do want to see a Kane figure. Don't know why they won't close out the Clone Saga. Kane, I don't even know what Kane's doing in the comics right now, but he was gone for a hot minute, I'll tell you that. And the fact that he still doesn't have a figure from Medicom to close out the Clone Saga, because we know they're not going to do a Jackal or anything like that or anything crazy. And I don't think they're ever going to do a, whatchamacallit, the original Kane design. I don't really think they're going to go that route. So, I don't know. 2 Ben Rileys, but no Kane. Kind of crazy. I would love to see them do some more villains. Maybe a Kraven, maybe a Green Goblin, a Lizard, I don't know. Something. They are doing bigger characters now, so who knows. We also are going to move into an MCU section here. We've got another look at the, I believe, Endgame Black Panther T'Challa with the Infinity Gauntlet. I really like that. It would be actually really cool if this lighted up with the LED, but might make it a bit more expensive than it needs to be. I do like that this is different and it's actually the charged up version, because this version right here with the throne is basically just an upgraded version of their original release, which unfortunately I got the original release, so I'm not really inclined to get this one, even though it looks dope as hell. But they do have the Civil War II look here, and I gotta say it's looking pretty damn clean. Will they do any other Civil War II characters? I really don't know. The Infinity Saga provides a lot of opportunities, though, to do things like T'Chaka, which, honestly, I don't care if this bins or not. I'm glad that they did it. This is, like, pretty damn cool. And with that Black Panther and Captain America game coming out, I definitely feel like I need, like, a more older classic design. So T'Chaka's design here, I feel like is really hitting for me. But yeah, I mean, if they do more Infinity Saga stuff, I hope that they really bounce around and get some characters that aren't, you know, getting anything really these days. But, you know, RIP to Chadwick Boseman, and I think that this is a good, you know, nice little thing for people who want a way to, you know, represent him in their collection. So you got options. And yeah, there's a little bit more Black Panther stuff. So let's move forward. We've got Black Panther Shuri from Wakanda Forever, and let me tell you, man, that Marvel Legends Shuri is listen, it's the only one right now for the Black Panther. I was so tempted to get that one, but I'm holding in there. I'm gonna wait for this one right here, because whether or not, even if their articulation is a little bit garbo, I love the detail more, and I know that it's gonna pop off very, very well. I think that they're gonna do a good job with this one, so I'm very curious to see also if they will do a Namor, because, you know, kind of weird if you don't do the villain of the movie, but also he'd be freaking dope. I think the Legends is pretty cool too if you want to get that. I don't know if it's still widely available, but it looked pretty decent. So yeah, there's that. You also can see that there's the Killmonger there, and quite frankly, I'm stoked for this. I have to have it. I have to have it. The Legends is pretty good too. I'm not sure if they'll get the likeness for this or not, if they're able to, but if they are, that's even cooler. I'm ready for it. So yeah, let's move forward into some more DC stuff. We've got Doomsday here. Let me get a closer picture. There we go. The lighting is a little bit off, but this is the clearest pic we have of him. Now, I'm not too familiar with Doomsday and how he turns into the massive monster he is, but so far, I mean, he looks pretty cool. Not really sure what's going on here with the eyes. I really don't know. Maybe you guys can point me to some Superman comics so I can understand. But looks pretty cool so far. I love that they're doing bigger, more muscular characters. Maybe this will start leading into eventually a Hulk figure, classic Hulk, so we can get more of the classic Avengers now that Captain America will be coming out fairly soon. So we've got, what is that? Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and is that it? I think that's it. But they can still do, more characters. Black Widow, please. But yeah, beyond that, we really don't have any other Superman stuff going on. Oh, where's the other guy at? There's I forgot his name. There's another Superman from that whole Death of Superman thing, the Reign of Superman. I don't know where he's at, but he's here without his soft goods coat or whatever, so I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully it looks a little bit better than it did before. But yeah, that's really about it for that. Let's get into some X-Men stuff. Now, looking at this, it was in an X-Men display, and all you could really do was guess. And I know a lot of people don't like just putting a blank body up there and trying to assume what it is, but based off of where it was placed and what other characters were in there, it was kind of easy to narrow down, I feel like. So the fact that it is Iceman is a little weird that they chose to put a colorless body out for preview, because it doesn't really tell me anything. It just says, okay, we've got the belt, we've got the boots. Okay, that's it. I think this is one of those figures where you have to present it with an accessory. Like, it just doesn't, it looks very bland, right? Like, and he will look bland. I'm sorry. Even if you see him colored, he will look bland. Unless he's going to be like translucent or something, he's going to look bland. He needs those dramatic ice effects, and I'm really curious if they will go that far with him. It's a little bit concerning if they don't. But, I mean, it's an Iceman at the end of the day that has a little bit better articulation. But you can also go for Marvel Legends at that point. So we'll see if it's really that worth it in the future. Oops. Moving forward, we've got more Age of Apocalypse previews. This is Cyclops, and we've already seen him a couple of times, I believe. One with no colored body, or one with a non-colored prototype, I should say. And then I think last year we saw him colored, but nothing too crazy with him. Now this effect right here looks pretty sick. And the fact that I think they're showing him like that, maybe he's getting closer to a pre-order date announcement somewhere maybe this year. I don't know. Again, Medicom is pretty slow with announcing stuff, releasing stuff. So they could have him on a schedule for, pre-order of, I don't know, November of this year. And then maybe he gets pushed back to freaking January for pre-order. I don't know, but yeah, he looks pretty cool. I love the colors, but I don't know if the effect is enough to make me get him, because I'm not really an Age of Apocalypse guy, but yeah, looks pretty good. Then we have Nate Gray. I'm not too familiar with this character, but he looks all right. I love how colorful he is. I love the bright yellow. I love the eye. Yeah, really not too much else I can say about him. And lastly, we've got Jubilee. This one, I was actually talking to some people earlier, and I was like, I need a Jubilee and a Beast reveal. Like, it needs to happen. Bam, Jubilee. Now I'm just waiting for Beast. And I mean, I could go try to get the Legends. I feel like it's a little hard to get right now, but Jubilee here is at least a win for the day. And honestly, I'm very excited to see what her effects will look like whenever they show that off, because, she's got the sparkles, man. Like, it's going to look really cool, I feel like. But hopefully the line continues to grow. Hopefully they don't take way too long to close out maybe like a classic 90s X-Men team. I know that they have Phoenix, Jean Grey dropping this month, I think. She looks a little bit better than she did when they first showed her. So there's hope. Now, there are several figures that didn't make a reappearance here at this exhibit today, which is unfortunate. Some of them, maybe like Stealth Suit Iron Man. There's no new Daredevil. No new Daredevil stuff, surprisingly, either. I was hoping for maybe an Electro reveal, just to kind of go with the Daredevil, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. But it's not the end of the world. There's more opportunities for them to pop up with new stuff or old stuff, you know, throughout the remainder of this year for pre-orders each month, because I believe we get like 2 pre-order drops a month. Sometimes it might be 1. And then, of course, going into next year, it's an all-new ballpark. But yeah, so stay tuned for more news. That has been everything I've seen so far. It looks like that Star Wars section is a bit, you know, damp, and there's not too much there to talk about, which I think is kind of weird. There's definitely a lot of figures that they could be doing if they're able to do, you know, those figures, but I don't know. Just having the, you know, the Bosk and the Stormtrooper, kind of a little weird. I feel like there's more there that just hasn't been shown. I do know that they're technically not allowed to take pictures in the exhibit, so that might be why. But if anything pops up, I will probably just link it in the video to this or something. But yeah, that has been everything so far that I have seen regarding all of the Medicom Mafex stuff for the exhibit today. Definitely a great day, seeing a lot of collectors out there just hyped, talking about the things that they want to get, and, you know, very excited for some of the drops for the remainder of this year, as well as going into next year. So with that, I'm going to end this long video out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.